So some dance crazes right now are like the whip.
The day, the folks, the old ones, the Gangnam Style. There's the Quan.
I know about the whip, the drop.
There's the jitterbug, the Charleston.
Got the Harlem Shake.
The whip.
You got the whip.
You know, we have the dab.
Dabbing. What else?
The Soldier Boy one.
Dougie.
Stanky Way.
The Macarena.
The Cupid Shuffle.
Hit that folks, which is like,
I think they're appealing to people just because that's part of what popular culture is. So if the song's an appealing song, or if it's something that like a lot of people are doing, it just becomes ingrained within the popular culture for a certain time. And then through that, it's just relatable.
I think the reason they appeal is not like personally to themselves, but rather like by doing these dances, it's just a way of knowing like, hey, we're connected to each other because we both know this dance.
I think any dance that has like a nice beat to it and you can like do something different to it is gonna appeal to somebody because it's something they've never seen before. It's like, oh, where did this come from? Who made this up?
You're on Twitter and you see someone doing this dance and it makes you want to learn it, and then it's like right there on the video how to learn it too. So you have to show people these dances.
See, when people, like when a new dance comes around, like the dab or like whatever's hot right now, it's not really the dance itself that makes it the new fad. Like dance culture has always been prominent within us. So it's just having the idea of a new dance, whatever it might be cool, popular, whatever's the new thing that like really appeals to us. So like now we have like many dances that we just think like, yeah, this is our generation. We're making all these dances. We're really the revolutionaries of dance. But when it comes down to it, like all these dances, it's like they all have the same idea behind it, just in a new era.
Dancing has always been here, whether it's just square dancing, disco, I think that's Soldier Boy. There's a dance to go along with each and every era. We can go nearly 100 years back into the 1920s, where the Charleston and tango arose in American dance culture from Latin America that brought a new twist onto the American dance scene. The Charleston really was a key influencer of the flapper culture during the time, and choreographers and dance instructors were inspired to fabricate new dance fads. These dances were often shown on big screens of silent movie theaters and were the first multimedia presence in our dance culture. The Great Depression during the early 30s was quite a sad time, so naturally, people didn't dance as much. However, moving onwards, the jitterbug and different swing dances rocked the scene heading into the 40s. The Lindy Hop, popularized by Charles Lindbergh, led to the influence of these dance styles. Movies and media during the 1950s and 60s allowed media to expand the sphere of influence of dance culture and bring it onto big screens for people to replicate at their homes. The stroll and the twist were two major dance crazes that were prominent during the time. The 1960s was a major stepping stone for dance crazes, as so many had come around in such a short amount of time. This laid the foundation for even more dance crazes to come around in later decades. Some of these dances include the jerk, the monkey, the pony, the swing, the shimmy, mashed potato, the skate, the hitchhike, and the locomotion.
Disco music allowed for club dances and styles to revolve around the music and environment of the 70s. The hustle, bump, YMCA, and electric slide called traction aiding to the disco dance phenomenon. Michael Jackson came into the scene as the king of pop, adding signature moonwalk and robot dances. These dances emerged from branded hip-hop dancing during the 80s onwards, including breakdancing, also known as b-boying, pop and lock, and the worm. Of course, these dance genres are complemented by other dance paths, such as the Cabbage Patch, Walk Like the Egyptian, and the Springboard. Towards the end of the 80s and entering the 90s, there was a bunch of club and pop culture songs that brought dances such as The Train, MC Hammer's Hammer Time, and The Walk. It also introduced novelty dances that would be made as a reference to popular media to exhibit humor, including Do the Barman from The Simpsons, The Urkel from Family Matters, and dances shown off by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air cast, such as the Carlton. With these 2 decades, TV programs such as MTV and VH1 was like a variant or alternative to radio during its time, where teens and people like to listen to music, but this time with a video element, allowing songs with the emphasis on their visual choreography to be shown off in their videos. It wasn't until the birth of YouTube around the mid-2000s where dance fads would sprout up again. YouTube became the surface where music videos would be broadcasted easier to a much larger audience, and this brought a new wave of dances including Crank That Soldier Boy, Jerkin, Dougie, and many others. Now, recently some dancing songs have exhibited nostalgia to earlier dances such as Cupid Shuffle's reminiscence to the Cha-Cha Slide, the Harlem Shake, and LMFAO's Party Rock Anthem that took shuffling back onto the streets from the 80s. As we progress through our information age, we are a very viral culture. The Gangnam Style 2012 was a viral hit as the sing-along dance rose to the high charts on YouTube, allowing it to bring South Korean pop culture overseas. Technology, smartphones, and social media has allowed everyone to show off and even make their own dance trends by filming and collaborating people's talents together to showcase their moves. This allowed dances such as the whip, nene, hip hip one, and the dab to see popularity. The popularity of athletes such as Cam Newton and LeBron has also allowed dances like the dab to gain popularity to a lot of American households.
I mean, I grew up in an era where there was no social media. Social media, I think you're an instant sensation overnight. You know, you can come up with a silly quote, but if it's, you know, recognized by just one famous person, like literally you are a sensation overnight and more popular than ever.
I mean, from a breakdancer's perspective, I just thought it was like lazy doing one single movements like the dab, like the nene. You know, everything seems like it's not complex as it was like in the 1980s, where everyone was doing all these like complex moves like the windmills and like the power moves that really got the people going. But now it's like things change so that everyone could dance and, you know, enjoy themselves. As long as you express yourself in a way, that's the most important part about dancing.
There's a lot of dance crazes right now actually, and I feel like every year they like someone comes up with like 3 more, but I think they're pretty cool because it like kind of like brings everyone together in a way, because it's like all like kids of our generation like know exactly what they are and like know what you're talking about. Even if someone like lives halfway across the country, like they'll know exactly what you're talking about, which is like funny.
People have always had these dances that you already know the moves to because it just makes it easier. So I feel like this is just a new facet of them, and they're going to continue to grow and exist.
See, that's a great thing about the dance community. Like, just because one dance trend dies doesn't necessarily mean that dance is going to end right there. No, there will always be able to find something new to keep us going. And I think that's just great about like what kind of mediums dance can like show itself through. It shows us like what we're really capable of as humans, as Americans, of keeping dance alive. Because it's so crucial to who we are and what makes us who we are.